I'm going to show you 3 ways to finish a raw edge or an unfinished seam. You know, an unfinished seam is when we have stitched, let's say we've stitched a line here and we have our seam allowance. The edge of that seam allowance, it's going to fray, okay? And we don't want that. So we talk about ways to finish it. One of the simplest ways is some pinking shears. They look like regular scissors, but they have a zigzag in the blade. And it's very interesting. You can take some pinking shears and cut the raw edge of your fabric off. And I'm going to show you. When you do that, you have a nice zigzag edge. Now keep in mind, this will fray over time, but because these threads are still kind of woven in together, it's going to hold pretty well. Don't do this on something that you really need to be firm about, okay? So pinking shears is one. Now the next best way to do that is to stitch a zigzag stitch on your sewing machine. So let's do that on this one. Okay, now this is a nice zigzagged edge, all right? Very nice. Now look, I did not go all the way to the end. If you go all the way to the end, you're kind of asking for trouble. Don't do that. Now the part that's still hanging over, these little bits will fray off, but the fraying will stop when it hits this zigzag edge. So that's a really good option, especially if your sewing machine has the zigzag stitch, and I think most all of them do these days. Next, and finally, is the strongest way which you can finish your seam. And the strongest way to reinforce to cover a raw edge and do an unfinished seam is with your serger or overlock machine. Now, a serged edge is very strong. It's what you find in the inside of most garments. You can look inside of your shirt or pants and you're going to find that too. This seam is not going anywhere and it is not going to be fraying either. So we've got 3 different ways to do this. Pinking shears, zigzag on your sewing machine, or use your serger for the strongest seam. I hope that's helpful to you and happy sewing.